All right, so welcome back. Today it is Pili and myself here with Multifamily Live. So we get it 2 weeks in a row. We're back here talking, and today we're going to talk about leadership, the role it has not only in our own lives, but how it can really be instrumental, not implemental. Well, actually, how you can implement it in your life going forward, really in family and in your business.
So we are leaders in every sense of the word. We lead every day. We wake up. Jason and I, take it upon ourselves. We have our incredible mornings, our morning routines, so we can lead ourselves into the day. And then we lead by leading our children into their day before they jump into school, before they jump into their amazing days. And then we lead as professionals, as real estate professionals, as leaders in the real estate industry. And how we got here was because of the foundational aspects that we set years ago. I was reminded of this. I was just on a podcast with a really good friend of mine, and she reminded me, because she had a very old bio, and this is 2017, 2018, of some of the things that we did back then. And we were at, 450 units. And I had just started reading books like Miracle Morning and The One Thing and 12-Week Year. And I was really excited about it. She was like, yeah, you're really specific in this podcast. And I giggled a little bit because I was like, that woman, that leader back then, leading herself by educating herself, became the foundation for the woman I am today.
You know, I heard it put very well, is that you can't lead others without learning to lead yourself first. Mm-hmm. And in so many points of life is that we look upon others just to give clarity to what we should be doing, instead of looking upon ourselves, looking inside of ourselves of the direction that we need to take to go forward. Most of the time we need the right answer, and we know the right answer. However, we look outwards to have someone else to justify that answer for us, right? Because we don't feel confident in ourselves to be able to just say, yes, I'm going to do this. And even though we know it's right, the easy thing to do is not to do it. And in so many other points where we don't meet the needs or the obligations of what we want in our life, it's because we haven't put ourselves forward as leading ourselves to that result. In pretty much anything, you can think of most parts of our journey is that it's us keeping us from where we want to go. It's nothing else around us that's preventing us, right? It's not our boss, it's not our job, it's not, the food we eat. It's us choosing the easy road. And to lead is to break through and really help others get to where we should be. And leadership comes from all sides, right? Leadership doesn't always have to be you at the front. It's from you serving to be what is best within yourself, and helping others around there have the comfort and have the opportunity to understand that they too can take the steps forward to be their best selves.
I like how you said comfort. And sometimes leadership has to come in the way of discomfort. Like, you have to sometimes lead people into the uncomfortable spot, but knowing that you are there to catch them, that you are there to help them, and to help them answer any questions that they might have, answer any difficulties that they might have. But also, leaders, I firmly believe this, leaders don't create followers. Leaders create other leaders. Leaders create people who will take their own responsibility, take responsibility for their actions, for what they're doing, and go forward as such. A great leader sees how that they can take their own responsibility for those that are following them. How can I make this a better place to work? How can I give my employees, give the people that work with me, give my investors, give my students the best environment possible to grow? So how can I, as a leader, yes, make it so it's possible for those that are following to grow into those leadership positions that they could take on, but what is it that I can do to make this a better, safer, more growth-oriented space? I'm actually talking to another community, another group who is dealing with this type of leadership. So the top leadership, there seems to be a disconnect between them and the community isn't having it. But some of the leaders in the community are not conducting themselves in a very safe and organized manner either. So this is how communities destroy themselves, when the leadership is not listening to the community and the community members are destroying themselves within each other because they're not conducting themselves in a way that's conducive with leadership. So how can we best lead?
So some things that come to mind is that, 3 things we talked about last week: work hard, have fun, don't whine, right?
Yes.
And when you think about that, people, even if they're not commenting on it, are watching how you're showing up, watching what you're doing. They're paying attention, whether they see you each and every day, whether it be through just actual in-person meetings or even on social media here. So how you show up, it represents how people perceive you and your actions, right? And whether they choose to look to you for guidance or whether they choose to not want to pay attention to you because of you and your actions and your choices here. So work hard, play hard, have fun, don't whine. That's sort of the first part. Next, don't blame other people, right? We are all in the positions, and even if things don't go right here, well, we can choose to see the path forward in what happened and learn from that result. Blaming others, putting others at fault, even if it is their responsibility, does not help the situation, because ideally from that fact, that doesn't help you help them, and it doesn't help you help yourself. Learning to put yourself in a position that you take responsibility when things are good, when things are bad, and give credit to others where credit is due. So many times you'll see someone who something great happens with a group, and they will want to take full responsibility for that. No, that you should be the one who's responsible when things go bad. You take full responsibility for it, and when things go good, you give full credit to all those that empowered that result. You have to step up to be in control of your actions and not put the effort and put the onus on others, saying that I'm here because of this. It's you here today to serve forward, regardless if it's good or bad. I heard another thing through just something where an awful event happens, right? And instead of saying woe is me, it's the part of saying, well, it is me. And I'm thankful it's me, it's not somebody else, because I'm thankful it's me because I prepared myself to be able to get through this event, no matter how difficult it is today.
This was a random Instagram, I must have swiped up and just saw this. It was a gentleman talking about what it's like to be an alpha, a leader. And leaders, according to him, the alpha, they're usually the one that's quiet. They're watching, they're listening, they're observing. They're seeing how they can serve while observing, while listening to their community, to those people that they have been put in this leadership position to serve. Leaders aren't there to be on a pedestal. Leaders are there to serve, to find out what situations are happening and how to best either rectify them or put the people that can solve that situation or make a situation better, or group people together that can grow immensely and therefore benefit the entire group. A leader isn't the loudest person in the room. It's usually the person who is there watching, listening, learning, and seeing how they can best help the environment that they're in.
With so many ways to get offended today, we need more people to stand up and be leaders, right? It's said that strong men make good times make weak men make hard times, right? And we don't want to be in a position here where we continue to find ways to not step up, to not put ourselves in a position to be most powerful and to be most helpful to society. So if you're in a position today that you can help others, then help others. And it can be a simple thing from being kind to asking how you can help, to just even offering to help, or even doing something that's unexpected and not seeking credit for doing so, right? It's the result and the feeling that's most important for you to lead forward. So
I think that's a good place to end.
I think it is. I'm Jason.
I'm Pili.
Multifamily Live, so good again to be back with both of us here. We'll talk to you next week.
Aloha.